Did I get employed as a pharmacist at long last, or am I surviving on connections? I got employed as a pharmacist, but I was earning very, very little. It was not even enough to put food on the table. I practiced in the community. I practiced in a community pharmacy setup. 2 of them actually, located in Kawendani and another one in Membli. I also attached myself to a hospital. They used to give me locums, and I used to go for night shifts because those days my daughter was young and I couldn't afford a house girl, so I used to take on night shifts at Kawendani still. I don't know if that hospital still exists. And then I also got employed at another hospital at Nyayo. Yeah, so I used to be so determined to practice as a pharmacist. If I'm to say, once I graduated, I wanted people to call me doctor. And then the environment of working in the medical field, let me tell you, is so good when people are calling you doctor, daktari. They treat you so well. They see you as their God. Remember, they are coming to seek answers from you. So I used to really love being in the hospital or practicing as a pharmacist. I really used to like it. But now it came down to, can this money pay my bills? Can it sustain me? By the end of the day, imagine you are a broke doctor that can't even afford lunch. People are calling you daktari, but you can't even afford boda to work. What other hustles have I done apart from pharmacy? And maybe I hope I motivate someone. Yeah, so I remember my wake up call was when I was working for a certain hospital. It didn't even have a name, but I don't yeah, but they were really selling. It's there at Githurai 44. They were really selling. Like in a day, we could even sell up to 40,000 shillings in sales. So I was like, I'm making so much money for this person. I'm not making anything. Imagine I was being paid 600 shillings per shift. I can't even afford fare to come to the pharmacy, to go home. Then by the end of the day, people expect you to have money. There is a rambi at home, they have added you daktari and put you as a guest of honor. I told myself, money is not being written where it's coming from. I'll keep on holding on to this pharmacy and it's not making me enough. So I started thinking outside the box, and the first box I thought of was online writing. That was my first hustle. During COVID, all classes went online. So all Europeans, people in US, people in UK, all their classes were online. So they were looking for people to help with assignments. So that's how that's what I started doing. When I started online writing, I was working for people here who had accounts and others had clients. I have to say one thing, as I had said earlier, you see that brain that has qualified you to do medicine or pharmacy, you will always shine. Whatever you touch, you will always be outstanding. So what happened with me, when I started writing, I was writing for nursing students and pharmacy students. I was so good to an extent that the person I was writing for told me, actually, you must have done something to do with healthcare, because whenever you do a paper, the client scores 100 out of 100. So he advanced, and then he became so rich that he didn't want to do writing anymore. So he told me, I'm going to push 3 nursing students and you will be dealing with them directly. That's where all my doors opened. So he gave me three students that were in US, and I was doing everything for them, from attending their classes, doing their exams and everything, and they were really excelling. What happened in that process, they pulled in their classmates. I was bawling. COVID, I was bawling. Now life changed. From making 1,000 shillings at the counter a day to now I was making even up to $200 a day. Yeah. I was always vacation back to back. Mombasa, I know all the corners of Diani and whatnot. I was so young anyway. I think my reasoning that time was just go for vacation, go for shopping, take many pictures. Yeah. So that's what changed my thinking. When I was doing this online writing, I made so much money. Then I was like, can you imagine if I had stuck with the idea of just practicing at this chemist and not even tried something else? Could I be where I am? No. So anyway, it was so good. I moved from single room to bed sitter to 1 bedroom within a span of no time. Moved to a good neighborhood. Went for so many vacations. Life was good. Yeah. So that was the first side hustle. And but with time, it didn't last. When AI came in, and then COVID came to an end, students went back to class, and then the school administrations, they became very strict about people being done for assignments. So the industry came tumbling down. Let me tell you, it crumbled so bad. We went from earning that $200 a day to the next day there were no orders. Then remember, if you are used to making money every day and you are young, we just used to spend all of it. So when it came tumbling down, here comes, it's a time when my daughter is joining school and there are no orders. You are waiting for $10, it's not even coming in. So again, I went back to negative. I had not saved, I had no investments, I had nothing. Then I start again. Guess what I fell back on? The pharmacy. Looked for a community pharmacy. I attached myself. They were paying me 900 shillings a day. 900 shillings a day, and I am supposed to report to work at 8 a.m. and leave at 8 p.m. And I have a young child. One day I'm coming from work from that community pharmacy. Now that was like day 10. And I came, when I was coming from work, then I met her at the stairs. Then when I held her, she fell asleep in my arms immediately. Then I was like, oh my God, if I had not held her at that moment, she could have fallen down. I was like, I cannot practice this thing anymore. I have to think again so fast. So that brought in my second hustle. When online writing was very good, one thing I like parties. I like holding parties, kurusha bash, being around people. We come, we dance, we drink, we talk. So I used to throw so many parties. And I remember I used to throw so many parties, especially for my daughter. We used to celebrate when she's turning 4 months, 8 months. There was money. So we were just looking for a reason to celebrate, yeah? So I remember when she was turning 2 years, I had hired an event planner and I had paid 100,000 Kenyan shillings for her to just come and do deco for me. No food, just decorations. Bring chairs, spread, do nice balloons for her. I had paid 100,000. Those days, it was not a lot of money for me because remember I was earning in dollars, yeah? So I sat down very quickly. Then I thought, I paid this girl 100,000 in a day. What magic did she do? Nothing really. What if I tried what she did and see if I can also make money? And then I really like organizing things and such things. So that came in my second hustle. I talked to her and then I asked her, where can I be getting things in case I get a client? You see? So that's how I started now doing events. My pages are still up, the ones that I used to do events with. So that was my second hustle. Maybe let me not expound very much so that I move to the next hustle. So I did events and for a long time, it was also sustaining me. Now, one thing that events did that no other hustle did, it introduced me to a lot of money. Because you come, people want to do a wedding, their budget is like 2 million. Down payment, they are doing like 1 million. So I started getting used to a lot of money. Then it started showing me outside here there is actually people with money. And so I did events for a while, but the thing with events, it is seasonal. Can you imagine? I was only doing them over the weekends, first of all, because that's when events happen. Then number two, there are months that there are many events, then there are months that there are no events. So the low season were very low. So again, I had to think very fast. One thing that I learned in this life, don't hold on to something for so long. Even business, it's not your husband or boyfriend, uvumilie hapo. If it's not working, think very fast, move to something else. If something is not working, don't hold on to it until you make losses, you waste a lot of time, move on very fast. So I remember that time after events was not working, it was not bringing in the money. Now, that's when I started construction. My mom had a friend who was doing construction and specifically was doing this terrazzo installation, and he was making a lot of money from referrals only. Because of doing events, I learned about digital marketing, how to advertise on Instagram, TikTok, because that's how I used to get my clients for events. So my mom one day told me, since you advertise these events and they're not making you money, what about if you took it upon yourself and advertise this construction and see how far you can go? My mom always says that my body language is so inviting, somebody can easily give me money. Is it true? So she told me, imagine in construction, once you learn the craft, she told me learn the craft first, learn how it's done. Once you learn the craft, you get clients and you approach them. They'll be able to give you the money to do the work. They'll trust you with the money. And that comes again to the point that I was saying. The same brain that pushed you to do that medical course and you excelled, the same brain, if you put it into something else, you will also excel. You won't be like a normal person. You will excel. You will be very outstanding. And that's how I started now doing terrazzo construction. When I started doing terrazzo construction, I didn't know that it would be that successful. So first of all, I worked with my mom's friend. At first, he thought that I'm coming to introduce digital marketing for his business. Then when I get a client, I'll be giving him. Then he gives me like 5K or something. Hey, he didn't know I was fully invested. So I got in, learned the whole process, watched YouTube day and night, watched the market space. Then I started my pages for terrazzo construction. I won't lie, when I started, I didn't have any work that I had done. So I just went to the internet and I stole people's work and I posted as mine. Please don't cancel me. That's part of surviving. So I posted as mine, made very nice pages, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. My friend, she's called Peggy, Margaret Mwanza. Thank you so much for introducing me to marketing, online marketing. She's the one who introduced me to online marketing and showed me how to market her business. She used to market her spa. So she showed me how to post on Instagram, the captions to use, how to boost ads, and such things. A whole session, she taught me all that. So when I started my page for terrazzo, I bought followers. I bought followers so that people can entrust your page. Then I stole people's work here and there, posted as mine, put nice captions, and that's how I started. I advertised and I got my first client. Yeah. So it started like something that I was just trying, but when I got my first client, I was so afraid to pose as if it's my work. So I went with my mom's friend because he's a guy. So I thought that they will trust him more. They will listen to what he has to say about construction. But when I went, then the guy asked, it was in Karen, I'll never forget, and I am very grateful for that site. When I went, the guy just asked me, so how long do you think this work is going to take? Can you give me a breakdown? My mom's friend is there saying, wait to pay tu tutajenga. Me, on the other hand, I told him, no, Leah, let me tell you. The first day, we installed strips. The second day, he told me, I think he could tell that I had come with him so that he speaks for me, like, so that he's approved. He told me, you can do it alone. Next time, just go alone. You can do it. Yeah. So that was my first job for terrazzo construction. Then I asked him, what's your budget for this work? Even before I took measurements for the floor. He told me around 600,000 to 700,000. Huh? I was very amazed. Now remember, I had done a lot of research, so such that by the time I get to a space, if I look at it, I can estimate the area. Remember, I'm telling you, the same brain that can mix medication, even in construction, it can do calculation very well. So when I looked at the area, I could tell that the materials plus labor there will not cost more than 300. Anyway, I measured, then I told him 650 can work. Then he asked me, what do you need to start now? Down payment. He told me, no problem, give me your account number. He transferred the money and told me, come the next day with material and start. So that's how I started in construction. What is the wildest prescription I've ever decoded like a detective? Hey, let me tell you, outside here, doctors can really write and you can't even be able to make out what it is. But I remember it was just something simple, paracetamol. But the way it was written, you can't tell what is P, or you can't tell even there was no C, M, nothing. Yeah, but one thing, when I was practicing as a pharmacist, if I can't read a prescription, I just take it back. If I look at a prescription and I just take it back to the prescriber. Have I ever given someone syrup and they started acting like they are at a concert? Oh, yes. I remember when for my internship, I went to, of course, a public hospital, Mama Lucy, and then I noticed, actually, parents really used to push you, prescribe that cough syrup. Even if the child doesn't need it, they'll come and push, and if you don't give them, it will be a full fight. And once you gave them, they would even be so excited. Which customer stresses me more? Niko na headache kidogo ama I've googled. Hey, the Google warriors. Those ones, you cannot tell them anything. Then they usually come, it's like they want you to get something wrong. Just slightly wrong. In fact, they have their phone here and then they are there asking you, how many times should I take this? You say, let's say, for example, you should take it, let's say 500 milligrams rice per day. Then they will challenge you with, but I am seeing it should be. Yeah, yeah, those Google warriors. Hey, mtupeleke pole pole. How many people come to the pharmacy for free consultation and then they disappear without buying anything? Oh my goodness, so many people. If you are practicing, especially in a community pharmacy, you'll have to be so patient, because you will get so many people coming to you to just diagnose them. Yeah. Just that. And once you tell them what's wrong, then they'll tell you, nitakuja kesho. Ama wacha nikuje. What's the funniest self-diagnosis that a customer has ever told me? Oh, this is a good one. I once did a community pharmacy that was just outside JKUAT in Juja. And one time I was so amazed because a girl just walked into the pharmacy and she told me, by the way, I have an STD. Then I was like, which STD? And then she just said, I have gonorrhea. I asked her, did you go to the hospital? No. How did you know that you have? She told me, I know that I have gonorrhea. I was really taken aback because someone could diagnose them with a whole bacterial disease without going to the hospital for checkups and then such a disease, you know. If pharmacists were paid with pole sana, would I be a millionaire right now? Trust me, I would be a trillionaire even. Because even my close friends and family, they expect me to diagnose them, look for that medication and bring them for free. They don't want to know where I'll get it. They just know once they describe for me their problem, I should be able to solve it and deliver medication at their doorstep. Yeah. Close family, friends, even my mom's friends, she'll tell her friends that my daughter is a pharmacist. Ati uko na shida gani? Wacha tumuulize. Then she will tell me, ebu ongea na huyu rafiki yangu. Then I listen to the problem. Then by the end of the day what she'll tell me, ati ebu find out which medicine she needs and then you can give it, you can deliver it. Yeah. So that's an expectation. Once you are a health worker around people will expect you to solve their problems for free.